How to Survive a Recession, Part 3. All right, so I am taking some of you guys' comments and I made some notes, so we will just kind of run through them, and you guys definitely go back and check. I pinned the video to the top of the page. There's a playlist with information on it as well. Canopy streaming. Apparently that's really, really good. One of the things I want to talk about that somebody posted was to prepare for the long-term prep. So call your insurance company, check your insurance rates. Also cell phone plans. Somebody mentioned Verizon and that they offer access to different streaming platforms. So that would, if you're canceling streaming, but Verizon would offer it, then that will definitely help. Where at all possible, purchase books, and obviously use your library card. I'm at my local library now, but I didn't realize they don't open till 10, so I'm recording this. But like cookbooks, canning books, those kinds of things, y'all, most of the books aren't printed here, and several book companies have come out and said they won't be shipping to the United States based on the tariffs that we are putting on them. So definitely check on that. Matches. Make sure you have matches so you can light stuff, candles, that kind of thing. Trash bags, sugar and flour. Both of these can be stored. You just need to look up the proper storage techniques for that. Chocolate. We don't make chocolate here, so if you need that. Okay. If you have a Keurig, then you can get the reusable Keurig pods, because that will help. That'll save you money instead of buying the actual K-cups. Iodized salt. So iodine is necessary. Of course, in my last videos, I mentioned pink Himalayan and kosher salt, and several people made it a point to be sure that you do have iodized salt as well. So make sure you've got that. One of the things that I did not think about, but I did see another creator talk about this before. One of the huge things that people were inflicted with when we went through the Depression was they were hit with scurvy. And the reason that they were hit with scurvy is because there was no access to fresh fruits and vegetables. So vitamin C is going to be very, very important. So I am adding vitamin C caplets to my list, just to have in my repertoire, because in the event that, we don't have stuff growing, or it's not frozen, it's not available, I want to be sure that we have vitamin C. Cloth napkins instead of paper towels, using something, getting a pack of, white towels or something that you can throw in the washing machine and use again, because that's the name of the game. You want to buy something once and use it multiple times. Powdered milk, and also shelf-stable milk. Dollar Tree has whole milk, oat milk, and almond milk. I am not sure that I have seen powdered milk, but I'm definitely going to check to see about that. That's good for baking, even if you don't want to drink the powdered milk or, shelf-stable milk. Number one, if you don't have no options, you're going to do what you got to do. Bouillon cubes. That's really, really good. I use the Better Than Bouillon, like that we get from Costco or whatever, but that's based off of the bouillon cubes, which obviously will have a much longer shelf life. If you plan on canning, then you're going to need some canning jars and the lids. Also, they talked about the pressure canner. Apparently that's something. I don't know. I don't can. I told y'all that. Oils. You will need oils. That's seed and nut oil. So if you use peanut oil or avocado oil, olive oil, all of those things are imported. Like, we need that. So make sure you have oils. Another streaming, Pluto Freevee, 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 and Tubi. Y'all, I didn't know y'all was watching Tubi. I thought black people was the ones watching Tubi, but apparently not. That was so funny. Baking soda and baking powder. Somebody talked about this specifically for baking, but also baking soda is really good for laundry, cleaning, making toothpaste, those kinds of things. So that's good. Water filters. You're going to need to be able to filter some water, especially because this administration is rolling back regulations based on what is allowed to be in your water. They are allowing fecal matter to be in drinking water. Like, I know that, I understand that the right is the party of less regulations, deregulating for businesses, but part of that rollback on regulations is they are decreasing the requirements for clean drinking water. So get some water filters. Water filters, light bulbs, and also air filters. Things that you buy maybe, once a quarter or something like that. If you can go ahead and get those now, stock up on them, then you will have them. Also, whatever you use for cleaning, vinegar can be used for cleaning because it's a disinfectant. So, and somebody said that it kills bacteria in food. I don't know. But anyway, I have seen plenty of homesteaders who use vinegar and lemon peels, like the yellow part of the lemon. They use that, or the orange part of the orange peel. They use that specifically for cleaning. So they use that, or pine needles. If you've got pine trees, start gathering those to use specifically for cleaning, because if something happens and like there is an issue, a pandemic, something, that is communicable. You want to be able to clean surfaces, you know, doorknobs, all that kind of stuff in your home. And then just a couple of other items like making sure you have Jello, you know, things that would assist, like if your kids get sick, medicine, cough syrup, cough drops, those kinds of things. Again, you are thinking, if there's something wrong and I need to get something to my family, to my children, to make them better, that's what we are focusing on. And y'all don't go out and spend all your money on these things, but if you're at the grocery store and you're picking up stuff anyway, go ahead and get, you know, an extra one, because we're looking at long-term ramifications. Like, this isn't just, oh, something happened and, you know, it'll be done by next month. Like, this is preparation, and we're trying to stave off as much of the economic impact as possible. And I know people are saying we are not in a recession, we are not going into like this. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to people who are deliberate in ensuring that their families are okay. They have children and they're working jobs, and they're, you know, trying to contribute to their community. And community is going to be so important over these next couple of years. So if you have a skill or ability, if you know how to sew or craft or whatever, we're going to need you. So join whatever local groups you can, anything you can do to help prepare to build community, because you may not know how to can, you may just know how to sew, but if your neighbor can, then you can be responsible for making the clothes or repairing the clothes that you have, because you can't buy more, and you can barter those services for someone who has got food canned. So focus on community. I'm not trying to get people to panic, but I do want you to prepare.